YouTube? It's been a while since I did a video. A lot of things have happened since we last talked. For instance, I moved to Texas. The Air Force got me out of Vietnam, thank God. I also got married, so you know how it is with married life, your priorities and your projects become a little different. So right now, instead of doing car audio, I'm going to show you how to do a real quick little planters box. Currently we're renting down here, so I don't want to do anything too extravagant because I like to be able to pick it up and move it if I want. So we're going to do something real simple. But first things first, obviously, you can't go wrong with planning ahead. Planning ahead is real key. So what I did is down here we got little critters in the ground, kind of worried about. So what I did right off the bat, instead of having to worry about treating and staining and whatnot, other wood like a pine for instance, I went out and got real simple. I got some 1x6 by 8 pieces of cedar. Cedar's real good, especially when you're doing outdoor stuff. A lot of fences, a lot of decks are made out of cedar because it is weather resistant naturally, and it has some real good properties when it comes to deterring bugs. You don't have to worry about termites as much and things like that. But then on top of that cedar, to hold it together, I bought a pressure treated 4x4. Now this is going to be kind of sunken into the ground just a little bit, so the water or erosion doesn't take place, so the box doesn't shift, because there's going to be a lot of soil, a lot of mulch, a lot of compost in that thing. So this is going to be about, I'm going to say about 16 inches. The bed itself, the raised bed, will be about 11 inches tall. So you're going to have roughly 5 to 6 inches underneath the ground, depending on how much I cut it. But right off the bat, that's kind of the plan, the overall gist. Get in the measure and start cutting. Alright, so first things first, we have an 8 foot long piece of wood. Got to cut it right in half. So we're going to take our tape measure, we're going to run it down. We're going to mark 4 foot exactly, because that is 8 foot minus divided by 2 is easy enough. Don't have to work at Jiffy Lube to figure that one out. But anyway, we got our 4 foot mark. Now we're going to take our square, which is more like a triangle, but square nonetheless. Mark that bad boy. And since it's just a planter's box, we don't have to go crazy when it comes to what side the blade is on. But for the most part, just kind of get it right on there. I like to go ahead and put my blade right on the outside of it, but really to each his own. If there was something a little more fancy, then you got to worry about it. But simply put, just rev it up and go. Alright, so we got our 4 foot chunk right here. We're going to go ahead and do that about 4 more times with each of the little pieces of lumber. We cut all our cedar 1x6s. I got the big behemoth, the 4x4. We're actually going to do it 18 inches deep. That way there's at least, 16 inches? I'm sorry, 6 inches into the ground. I could be wrong. Yeah, 6 inches into the ground. Just to make it more sturdy when it comes to, erosion, if the plant bed likes to move. My crazy dog doing crazy stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark it at 18. Again, hit it with the speed square. This and the saw, it becomes a little tricky because it is a hunk of wood, pretty big piece of wood. So I'm gonna slide the whole saw down a little bit. Hey Jules, can I have you stand over here, please? Just stand there and just hold this up. Sure. My trusty assistant. You're silly. Alrighty. So we got this big behemoth. Wonderful. Alright, sweetness. Well, it's always nice to lay things out before you actually start screwing things together. So that's what I'm doing in the garage. Do it upside down. That way I have the nice 4x4 sticking up. The part that you're going to see that's exposed, that's going to be buried actually in the ground. That's what's going to keep it from moving and shifting around whenever my crazy dog decides to hit it. So we're going to go ahead and just plant this out. Plant it out nice and flat on my nice garage floor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stagger these edges. So I don't know if you can see on this side how it's staggered as a piece of wood behind it. I'm going to do the same thing, so it's going to be offset whenever it's finally built. So for instance, that's going to go just like such. Apparently I bought a piece of wood, it's a little warped, no big deal. Like I said earlier, it's a planter's box, it's not meant to be crazy fancy. But nevertheless, here we go. Cool. So using 3-inch screws, I'm going to go around and put at least 2 in each piece of cedar. And then, like I said, we'll go ahead and start stair-stepping everything, and life will be dandy. Alright, we got all 4 sides taken care of, which is wonderful. And as I said earlier, we're to stair step that. And what I mean by that is, if you can see how this piece of 6x1 or 1x6 goes over just a little bit, and this one's flush up against with the 4x4. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact opposite, just to make it a nice uniform joint. That way you don't see a really distinct straight line down the road. Just kind of makes it look pretty. Do whatever you want though. I mean, like I said earlier, many times over, it is a planter's box. It's not meant to be perfect. It's going to be outside in the elements. It's going to get tore up. And then you're going to basically hate yourself if you try to make it perfect, and then it's going to look like this later down the line. But I'm just making sure I got one piece of wood that's kind of messed up. So I'm just making sure that one is actually with the edge facing down. That way it's close to the dirt. But nevertheless, this is exactly what I mean by stair stepping. So I'm just going to do that the rest of the way around. And then afterwards, we're going to be ready to put down some landscaping paper, fill it up with some soil, and the wife's going to probably help me out later down the line actually planting it. Fun stuff. Just like that, all the way around. Alright, welcome to my little yard here in San Antonio. It seems like the average yard is only about 1/10 of an acre, whereas in North Carolina I'm used to having at least an acre. So kind of make do with what you got. One of the good things to do is you get it all nice and squared up where you want your actual planter's bed. Take some spray paint, no matter what it is. Take some chalk for like line levels, things like that. Shake it up. And a good way just to mark it before you do anything, just kind of spray around the base of your planter's bed. What that'll do is that'll just mark on the grass where exactly you want it. That way when you pick it up, you know where to dig. Boom. Just like that. That way when you go ahead and pick up your planter's box, roll it over. My wonderful dog in the bathroom in the back. Nature's calling, I reckon. You got 4 little spots. That way you know exactly where to dig. Easy peasy. Now for the hard stuff. Breaking ground, my favorite. Flip-flops aren't ideal, but you know, do with what you got. Alright, so we got our planter's box here where we want it. Turns out the Texas soil is pretty much nothing but rock, and a lot of it. So what I had to do is I had to cut a couple inches off those little legs I was doing. Wouldn't have been a problem in North Carolina, but it certainly was here. But nevertheless, we got this in here, dug everything out, good stuff. Leveled it up, as I said. Try to get some of the grass out of here. But what I'm about to do here is I'm gonna grab some of this landscaping fabric. You can get it at Lowe's, it's pretty cheap stuff. I'm gonna line the bottom of it just to kind of keep this nasty crap from coming up through it. And then on top of that, we'll put like a combination of hay, compost, planting soil, and various other different things before you actually dig our plants in there. But really that's going to be all about what kind of plants you're going to place in there. We're going to put some peppers and some tomatoes and some cucumbers right off the bat, just to kind of get started. And then throughout the year, just really keep it up and add to it as we need. But nevertheless, pretty simple stuff. Probably didn't take more than 2 hours to make this planter's box. The hardest part was definitely getting around big rocks like this. No fun at all. But nevertheless, there you go. Hope y'all enjoyed, and have fun.